There is something called a polarizing filter. A polarizing filter allows photons of light to pass through if the polarization of the light is the same as the polarization of the filter. A polarizing filter looks like a sheet of plastic. It is transparent to photons with the same angle of polarization as the filter. It is opaque for photons which are polarized at 90 degrees to the filter. If we pass a polarized photon through a polarizing filter, then the photon behaves in a quantum mechanical manner. Suppose the polarizing filter is vertical, that is, it allows vertically polarized photons through. We can send any number of photons that are vertically polarized at the filter and all of them will make it through. Instead, suppose we send photons that are horizontally polarized. That is, the photons are polarized at 90 degrees to the filter. For these photons, the filter is opaque. None of the photons make it through. Now we come to the weird part. Suppose we send photons that are polarized at 45 degrees. 50% of the photons will go through the filter and the rest will be blocked. This is purely random behavior. We cannot say which photon will pass through and which will not. If the photon is polarized at 45 degrees, then it has a 0.5 probability of passing through the filter. Furthermore, all the photons that make it through the filter will be vertically polarized. Remember, all the photons which we sent at the filter started out polarized at 45 degrees. But if any of these photons got through the filter, they will be polarized at the same angle as the filter. This illustrates a fundamental idea in quantum physics. Measuring a property of a system changes the system. In this case, the measuring apparatus is the polarizing filter. The photon is the system being measured. Measuring the polarization angle of a photon using a filter changes the polarization of the photon when it makes it past the filter. The photon started out polarized at 45 degrees. When we measured the photon's polarization using the polarizing sheet, the photon's polarization changed and became vertical. And we observed random behavior. 50% of the photons made it through and another 50% were blocked. Observe that when the measuring apparatus is aligned in the same direction as the property being measured, then there is no randomness. When the polarizing filter is at the same angle as a photon, all the photons pass through. When the polarizing filter is aligned at 90 degrees to the photons, all the photons are blocked. There is no randomness when the polarization filter is exactly aligned with the photon. But for any filter angle that is not aligned, a fraction of the photons get past the filter. Those that get past the filter are polarized at exactly the same angle as the filter. To summarize, measuring a photon's polarization with a polarizing filter changes the photon's polarization angle.